everybody. Welcome to Camera Obscura. We're pre-recording this because I am sitting in Vancouver in a hotel room. And hopefully that did not just crash me. Spoiler alert, I think that totally just crashed me. Oh my god, it did. Camera Obscura. Let's see if it can actually play it this time. I know literally nothing, but someone did get it for me, and it looked like a platformer. And we all know how I feel about platformers. Especially platformers where we climb tall things. I have not looked into any story. You got that kind of Mario weight to it. Not sure. What the? Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at. These are some mechanics right here. The Tower. That's all it was? The Tower. A civilization's greatest triumph, its most colossal failure, and an eternal tombstone. No one with any sense set foot near the tower, let alone ventured inside. Well, if I press R, what happens here? Okay, can I... Okay. There's some mechanics here I've inadvertently learned, and I think this is going to be fantastic. Alright, that's probably a bad time, and we can't run up those hills. But, wait, we can't... But we can jump up those hills, that's fine. Nope, we want that thing. And I'm going to use a mechanic they haven't taught me yet to get it. The rubble that choked the Grand Foyer was as much as most dared to see of the tower, the sight affirming their cowardice and convincing them they had no need to go on any further. That's fair. There are weird particles floating in the air, which is not what I'd like to see in my towers. Okay, this is going to require some timing. Okay, no. She wasn't the highest authority on the tower. A few daring bands of academics and archaeologists had learned enough about the Sun sect and their masterpiece to fill several books. But it was always her pictures that went on the front covers of magazine inserts. It really annoys me this text is not tilted the same way as the pictures are. But bonus points for an absolutely rad mechanic. Okay, so... So, in case you guys haven't quite caught on to what's going on here, I take a picture of all the current ground, and then I just... A second later, it sits in place. Yeah, like that thing they just described there, yeah. Whoops, that was... Oh, wait, what? Okay. That's good to know that I don't have to wait for it to fade. Oh, no getting up there. Don't fall down cliff. Well, they didn't make anything dramatic happen. Whoop, that's not what I wanted. These graphics are good, but there's something weirdly bad about them, and it's distracting. Like, my character is fine. don't do that. Right, okay, we're gonna have to jump with that one. I like that this beginning part is pulling no punches, because it means we're gonna be doing some shit later. Her camera had been the constant companion ever since she was a little girl. Through this simple device, she could save those memories she liked and crop out the unpleasant bits. Did we miss one? No, we didn't. We were just in a tower, I want to be clear here, and then that suddenly didn't happen for some reason. Okay, let's just go like this. There we are. Apparently, by the way, epilepsy warning. Oh, okay, so we do have to get down there that way. Okay, wait, can I? Okay, wait, can I? No, that's not gonna do it. Okay, hold on, can I? Start here, we jump, and it's gotta be like perfect. And I don't have a timer or anything. No, that's too low, okay. There we go. Okay, I know we can do this. I just gotta figure out how this pays. You gotta click, then click, jump, jump, click, drop. Bada bing, bada boom! The labor of the Sun Sect was characterized by unthinkable harshness, but it was a burden members shouldered happily. What was a little blood and sweat when you thought you were building a stairway to heaven? I mean, that's not entirely unreasonable. Oh, wait, what? Okay. Kick ass, okay. I didn't read that. Can I just... I mean, the important point is, these guys were fucking up big... Oh, no. There we are. Apparently the mountain shouldn't be standing, considering how many holes they put in the mountain to build this tower. That was the sum total of what happened here. Okay. Okay, so I can... Okay, so we can instantly make them go away if we need to. She realized coming to the tower was probably a mistake, not for the danger to her life, which she had briefly faced many times, but for the danger to her heart, which she had faced only once before, when he had asked her to choose. Spoiler alert, I'm guessing he lost. There's no world where he didn't lose this. Okay. Oh, goody. Most people would probably be afraid of being down in the bowels of the earth alone. But she wasn't. She'd always been alone, comfortably alone, until he'd offered an alternative. Oh, goody. It's one of these stories. Okay, now that I understand... Okay. This game requires a weird pinching grip to play properly, and I find that interesting. Like left hand on the trigger, right hand on B and Y, or A and. Apologies to anybody. Is there a way to turn off his flashing? No, turn the flashing off. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, that's so much better. Okay, hold on. You gotta go like this. Why was she coming here anyway? What was she hoping to gain? She knew this place was a tomb, a home only to the dead. Obviously sick photographs. Jesus Christ, people. You know what they need? They need more... They need more, like, difference in the tiles. Tunnel slimes haunted the ruins and dark places of the world, sucking scum and decay from the floors. Were it not for the lethally toxic ooze they secreted, they'd almost be kind of cute. Okay. That's interesting. I'm assuming we do not want to touch these precious babies. Okay, I don't think we missed a photograph there. Alright, we had the one about the slimes. Okay. Wow. This is some knock you out of the world type bullshit here, apparently. It's how we roll on Team B. Tell me you just fall off the edge of the world and have to trick you. I don't know how to get back. Feel free to play your own womp womp noise in your head, because I ain't doing it for you. Okay, wait, what if I went like this, though? Oh, then everything would be stupid. I want that photo, though. I'm not gonna quit that easy. Wait, what happens if I just... What if we went like this, though? We can totally squish these suckers. Okay. There were some smells, sadly, that even centuries of abandonment could not get rid of, but no indignity was too much to bear for a chance at absolution. I feel like that we're missing something here. I'm just saying, that doesn't... Hopefully that's saved, so I don't have to do that bullshit. I don't have to do that bullshit again. That's fantastic. Okay, gotta have complete faith that you cannot outrun the after. Oh, okay. And it feels like you can, but you can't. Trust the camera. Understood. We're going back just because I want to make sure they didn't leave the photo down there like absolute jackasses. Totally did. Before she stopped caring about such things, she'd read articles about herself that described her as daring and a risk-taker, but they couldn't know the truth that she knew. The instant she turned her back at the one moment it really mattered, she'd proven herself a coward. She hoped she'd been given the chance to disprove it once she reached the summit. Okay. Worth noting, you have to die to prove that you're not a... Okay. There we go. Blessed, cursed, haunted, whatever you call it, the fact that the tower remained standing for so long after its inhabitants vanished was an enigma few ever dared to explore thoroughly. The Penitent Apartments, which is exactly where I want to go for all of my needs, you know? Can we just do this? Haha! Got a one called Monster. The tower wasn't a building so much as an entire city turned on end. There were probably all sorts of rare treasures and antiques to find, but all she truly cared for was reaching the top. So what you're saying is, this completely pointless path is the one I need to take right the fuck now, instead of going upwards. That's what everyone else read from that too, right? That's what I thought. Why he had chosen this place for burial, she wondered? Why had he? He wasn't part of the Sun Sect. What reason could there be to go through all the expense and danger just to bury a body at the top of the world? Wow, okay, that's a plot drop right there. Okay, picture take, run! Okay, perfect. I like her jumping. There's a weird little... I really like her as a character. I just wish the story wasn't about how badly she wanted to get into a man's pants and felt it. And so wanted to go find his... Wow. Actually, let's not think too hard about why we're climbing the mountain. This isn't Celeste and everything is terrible. Okay. Nope. That's how we died. Like chumps. God, those slimes are assholes. I don't feel remotely bad about killing those slimes, for the record. There we are. Boom, motherfuckers. Boom. It's pushing us up, and therefore we must go down. Just quick check. Nope, that's just a slime out of the way for no reason that we murdered, because why not? Okay, no. Now I know that this is all a fucking trap. No, we're going back. The true majesty is up this way. Suppose she owed it to him to come after the accident. She'd heard what had happened, knew this had been chosen as the burial spot, but she had had to see it with her own eyes. She owed him that much. Wait, hold on. Nobody comes up here. How did they bury him at the top of the tower? They buried him up here. Are we not going to question that? As much as the crumbling staircase looked like a death trap waiting to happen, she knew it would only get worse when she got further inside the tower proper and began ascending. Can I get 3 like that? Because that'd be hilarious. Okay, that seems to... How many... There's an infinite source of slimes. There is. There's just an infinite slime dispenser. Okay. Alright. That's fine. We can have that be a thing that happens. Oh, okay, we're racing. I got it. Fine, I can do slime racing, see if I care. Scavenger moles, known as ruin rats by those familiar with the forgotten place of the world, were fairly docile and oblivious, but reacted extremely violently to being touched. The snow-blind, snuffling beast transformed their world with fangs and claws at the slightest provocation. I'm assuming if we touch them, we die. So don't touch them because they're instant death. I think that's easy enough to understand. Hold on. Knew it! The great spiral terrace wound most of the way up the tower, providing some of the edifice's most breathtaking views. It was, however, one of the most weathered and eroded sections, forcing would-be explorers to crisscross through the interior wherever it had crumbled or collapsed. Okay, I don't think there's anything else. main difference here is that they're, like... Okay, that's no turtle achievement is kind of great. And I do love that they do spin when they kill you. They are specifically mad at you. That was nothing. There was no gain to going up there. The tower was the ultimate expression of the sun sect's faith. Even those in the crowded, mousy bowels of the tower considered themselves blessed nearly beyond reasoning to be living and working in the sect's masterpiece. How, then, it came to be abandoned virtually overnight was a subject of much debate. This is, we're doing okay here, though, like... Oh, good, we hadn't gotten a moving platform. Oh, hello! I am already fascinated. Can I get crushed by my own? Totally can, but we got an achievement for it. Morbid tested to craftsmanship, the geothermally powered machines of the tower far outlasted the people that had built them, continuing to run their routes and tasks long after anyone was around to use them. Blast it. I love the explanation is, yep, it sure is weird. My goodness, we've gotten away from, we've changed doors. The good news is it means we're probably a third of the way through the game now. Okay, so we need to get that because, yeah. Oh, whoops. Well, that's not gonna do. This is why they need you to look, isn't it? Because they want to do these blind drops on you and not feel bad about it. Is there a way we can make this one... No, I don't want a mouse-like joystick. I just want... Let's try that and see what happens. Ah, yeah, that's what I wanted. Joystick move is perfect for what we're doing here. How many weddings and summits and retired had she photographed, shielded from their joy by her lens? How often had she let the smiles and laughter pass right by her, as she waited patiently for the perfect moment, trading hours and minutes and hours of real life for the perfect fraction of a second to immortalize in cellulose. And perhaps most importantly, why had none of this bothered her before this moment? Oh, hello, we can totally kill these things. Whoops. Okay. Okay, so that's an up direction, which... Everything important looks right, so we're going left. Okay, there is definitely a thing going on here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. So we need to go up this. Jump like this down. Jump. Not quite. I feel like I understand the underlying jump here. I understand the trick they want me to do. The problem is it doesn't stop as early as I want it to. Let's see if we can. Nope, you do have to make that jump upwards, which is fascinating. Well, fuck it, I don't really care that much. Okay, look. She's realized her work is not fulfilling. There, spoiler alert, there's the fucking game. Okay, hold on. Sure why that's doing that now, Where nature failed them in their quest ever upwards, the sun sect turned to industry, shoring up with metal where the mountain stone had faltered. Refined as pure as their faith, the sect's metalwork maintained the same mere shine as the day it was cast. I guess we're done now. Parishioner's Skylight, okay. Let's go grab it. I think we can do this one. Also, everything turned much more sepia toned for some reason. In the lower quarters, sunlight was as precious a commodity as gold. Skylights such as this will be jockeyed for and contested over, and those important enough to live, however briefly, in direct sunlight, were considered de facto better than their peers. For a group that worships the sun, you guys did a good job of staying the hell out of it. Democracy isn't difficult when everyone believes the same thing. Meeting houses such as this were originally built so the clergy could address the concerns of the laity, everyone genuinely striving together to make the tower into their perfect vision, an eternal monument to light. I know how to do this. Now we are getting tricky. I like it. Cult run by democracy and other things you didn't ever expect to hear. Okay. Yeah, this one's actually, I'm not quite sure how to do this one. We can go down a little. Okay, so we need to get something that... This is... It's trying to teach me a technique I don't think it knows I don't know it. Okay. Alright, so... That's amazing. Why are there punch bugs? Okay, if I go this way, an explanation on punch bugs. I want an explanation on punch bugs. No, we don't do those around here. We don't do explanations of punch bugs. We just apparently punch them. Okay. While sect wasn't the friendliest choice of words to describe a people, the sun worshippers were fairly benign as these things went. No pogroms or blood sacrifices, or anything heinous or terrible, just a fanatical devotion to daylight and an ever-present drive to build higher. So as weird, creepy cults go, not so bad. Good to know. Okay then, we're just gonna go up. Noted. Oh, well, now I feel moderately embarrassed. I see what it wants and I hate them. I totally can, and this is stupid. Jump this in a way where you don't get clipped into that thing and you make it just fine. And there's no reason to worry about it. Shakes my controller a bit, but it offers no other visual sign that anything is wrong. And I think that's kind of funny. various temples, shrines, and altars inside the tower were the sect's finest works. Cavernous artifices meant to be eternal praises sung to the sun's light. I just want to be entirely clear I understand on this. They worship the sun by hiding in fucking caves. Good job, guys. Good fucking job. I'm intensely proud of you. They're scientifically named to obscure and unwieldy. Cave crawlers were known for their tough shells and tenacious searches for food, climbing on walls and even ceilings to find their next meal. The part where they went from known to infamous lay in the deadly poison in their stings. Everything is so deadly. Just everything. Everything will kill you. Thank you for introducing me to an enemy you already had a few levels ago, guys. The tower's new feral occupants had a nasty reputation for unwittingly flipping its many floor-set switches on and off. More than a few explorers and academics had gotten stranded by some creature going to hunt for lunch over a switch controlling gates and bridges. Why are they describing this to me? We just had a level based on this, like, a while ago. Like, we already did the level where we had to race a go. Oh. I think this itself is a race level. Wait, do I have to... Oh my god, what? Are you serious? Where do I find the new slime? You kids are serious though, aren't you? That there was just the one slime. Okay, we need this to hurry. Because apparently kill this slime, it's fucking game over. We already had this level. Like, we already had this frickin' level. Why are we having it twice? Goes well. There we are. coming, so we just have to jump over here and wait. And wait. Sure that opened the door to a goddamn thing, but I don't care. Why is it freezing there? That little blop loop from here. Gotta be a way to do this. This feels right, is the thing. Nope, because that killed the slime. It's just jump mechanics. Okay. I get what's being asked of me here, I just hate it. There we go. Moving platforms. Alright. I think we just might be partway through this business. irritating as the Powers fauna were, she couldn't bring herself to hate them. Much like a pricker burst caught in one's clothes, he cursed its tenacity once ensnared, but certainly couldn't fault the plant for... Oh my god! There we go. There we go. Come on. Let me through. Fucking mechanics. Weird. As might be expected of a sect that revered light and the sun, the illuminated floors and walls of the tower were probably its most well-constructed feature, withstanding centuries of neglect without losing their ability to abolish shadow. Okay, that's fucking fascinating shit going on there. Some interesting shit is starting to happen here. But I think they meant darkness, though. I'm mostly confused that all of a sudden we can do this. And we never could before. Because metal wasn't becoming a thing before. It was the whole mechanic. lying to me about mechanics now. They're changing the rules. Oh my god. Now metal can. But this doesn't make sense to me why it does here but doesn't there. There we go. Oh dear, an unfinished passage, you say? Actually the way to go. Alright, cool. Apparently I care about this moving platform. Which I don't, but okay. That one I do care about. Okay. Alright, that's fine. There we go, that's easy enough. Alright. I don't understand why there's a blind jump here. Nothing calls for that. I'll look just to make sure it's an asshole blind jump. I'm not just being unnecessarily picky. But I feel like this probably won't be necessary. Why is there a receiving called spiced cider? Fell all the way down a level multiple times. Alright. That's great. That'll do for now. I think. This might end up terrible, but it might also end up amazing. Welcome to Aviary Attorney. I know nothing. January 1st, 1848. The Chateau Crinière of Baron Rogueil. Birds. Cancel that. It is a dead frog. Is that Monsieur Grenouille? Oh, mon Dieu! Dame Catherine, what have you done? She stabbed that frog. Act 1. A cat with claws. That bird has hands. It's midday already. Where on earth is that featherhead? Well, well, well. Look who finally decided to get up. Haven't you heard what they say about the early bird, Falcon? Ugh, too early for worms. Pass their Cabernet Sauvignon. There'll be time for that later. We've got some business to handle first. Business? A letter arrived while you were sleeping. I haven't opened it yet. It's probably just more junk mail. Go ahead, Sparrowson. You may have the honors. All right. Dear Monsieur Falcon, I am writing to you today because my daughter, Dame Catherine, has been arrested for a crime she did not commit. She is being held at La Conciergerie prison on the charge of murder, no less. Her trial is in 3 days' time. I would be greatly in your debt if you would offer her your legal aid. Yours sincerely, Seigneur Pertois Demiao of the Demiao estate. Well, this is quite something. I know, your first serious client in months. Not just that, the Demiao estate is well known for its exuberant wealth. Even if we cannot do much for Dame Catherine, his lordship would still reward us handsomely for our efforts. Wow, so I suppose you intend on defending Dame Catherine in court? Nope. I think not, Sparrowson. The fate of a fat cat bourgeoisie is none of my concern. Pass the Cabernet Sauvignon already. What? With all respect, Falcon, we've been doing nothing for the past 2 weeks. Anything would be better than another day of thumb-twiddling. Still... Come on, let's be productive members of society. No, I've made up my mind. Okay, fine. Can we at least play some cards to pass the time? Now there's a marvelous idea, but what game? We don't really have enough players for Tap to Rock or Sego. I know. There's this game I learned at university called Jacques Noir. Jacques Noir? That sounds dubious. No, it's a real game. Let me tell you how it works. You draw cards from this deck to get as close to 21 as possible without going over. Call hit if you want another card, and stand if you don't want any more. You're aiming to get as close to 21 as possible without going over. Sounds good, deal me. Did I just unlock fucking blackjack instead of... Oh my god! We have skipped the game entirely and we're playing blackjack now! Hit me, motherfucker! And I lose. What do you think? Are you getting the gist of it? Not quite. Let's play again. I'm still trying to get a grip on some of the rules. Let's go again. I want to win one hand. Five, 8, 15, stand. I lose. Oh. Very well. Yeah, I think I've got it. I think I've got a handle on it. Alright. Now we can make this interesting. How do you feel about a little wager? Sounds good? What did you have in mind? 1 franc per round? 2? No, I was thinking of something else. I'm intrigued. Go on. We play 1 round. If I win, you have to take on Dame Catalin's case. That sounds like quite a hefty wager. What do I get if I win? If you win... I've got it. If I win, you must... go on a diet. You must go on a diet. No chocolates, pastries, or cakes for 1 month. What? Why? What could you possibly get out of me going on a diet? Absolutely nothing, but it will be immensely satisfying to watch you writhe in hunger as you munch on celery sticks and carrots. You're a cruel bird, Falcon, but we have a deal. Pass me the deck. We have to win this! We have to skip playing the game entirely! 4, 11, 22. That's gotta be rigged. Well, looks like I won. How about that? What? No way, you cheated. You didn't shuffle those properly. Let's go again. 2 out of 3. How does that American proverb go, Falcon? Don't hate the player, hate the game. Ugh, this is my punishment for gambling on a made-up card game, isn't it? Fine, we'll take the case. That was the best but thou must in video gaming history. Excellent. My derriere was getting tired from all this sitting around. Oh, but I better file away Senor Demiau's letter first. 1 moment, Falcon. Pertois' letter has been added to your evidence folder. You may access the evidence folder at any time by clicking the suitcase button. Ah, nearly forgot my wallet. Wouldn't want to lose that. Again, I recall you losing it at the New Year's party and at Christmas. Yes, alright, no need to make a list. Falcon has picked up his wallet. You may see how much money he is carrying at any time by clicking on the wallet symbol. Let's make a move. Welcome to the map screen. From here, you can travel to any listed area by clicking on a location name or a location node. Areas marked with a clock symbol take a whole day to visit. Areas with no symbol can be located freely. Right, well. Let us check our own offices. Why are we back in your office? We have a case to solve. I was just procrastinating. Well, stop it. We need to get back to helping Dame Catalin. Alright, I'm ready. Let's go. To the prison. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the stone-cold foyer of the concierge prison. Sullen-faced guards and visitors linger beneath the medieval archways. Ah, the conciergerie. They say this is the finest prison in the whole of France. The outer walls are impenetrable. The cells are spotless. The guards are well-mannered. What do you want? Good day, monsieur. I am here to see Dame Catalin Demiau. I am due to represent her in court. Oh, you're her lawyer, huh? Fine. Follow me. Well, what are you waiting for? Keep up. My papa hasn't forgotten about me, has he? Dame Catalin Demiau, I presume. You've arrived! The fantastic lawyer Monsieur Falcon and his petite assistant Sparrowson. The lady is knowledgeable. Don't talk like that, Sparrowson. Sorry. My papa told me that he would only hire the best lawyers in town. Wow, we're getting set up here. I'm flattered. But they weren't available at such short notice, so we hired the first people in the address directory. I feel a little better about this now. Oh. You see, Falcon, I told you listing under aviary attorney would pay off. Let's get down to business. Dame Catalin, would you fill us up on some details? Your father's letter was a little brief. I can do my best. What is it you wanted to know? What happened on the night of the murder? Oh, let me think. It was Friday evening. Me and my papa had arrived at Chateau Criniere, the home of great Baron the Baron! My papa spent all evening talking with Monsieur Grenouille and the Baron about business stuff. Business stuff? Well, the three of them own a railway company together. So all through dinner, they were talking about company shares and investments, so I didn't really understand most of it. But after dinner, this man with a camera took our photograph. That was a lot more fun. Sorry, man with a what took your what? Camera. It's a very new gadget. A tiny bug sits in a box with a tiny paintbrush and paints her picture very fast. In 10 minutes, poof, you have a perfect picture. Wow, technology is amazing. I don't think the lady's explanation is right, Sparrowson. Pshaw, let me believe. Still, the camera sounds like a very special device. I'll make a note of it. Ah, that's why there's a shutter bug. Please continue, Dame Catterlin. So after we had the photograph, I went into the gardens to get some air, and that's when I found the body of Monsieur Grenouille. He was all ripped open. A housemaid saw me standing over the froggy monsieur and called for help, and then the police arrived. Before I could say anything, I ended up here. It was such a blur. It must have been terrifying. It wasn't so bad. My papa taught me how to be a brave cat. Was there something else you wanted to ask, Monsieur Falcon? Dame Catterlin, who attended the banquet that evening? Well, there was me and my papa. My dearest maman couldn't make it. And then there was the Baron, who hosted the dinner. And his housemaid, Colleen, I think she was called. Of course, there was Monsieur Grenouille, well, until, you know, he died. And there was Monsieur Rabitio de Rabinio, the man with the camera, but he was only there for a little while. I think that was all. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? Dame Catterlin, did you see anything suspicious that evening? Suspicious? Like, maybe a guy lurking in the shadows, or a bloodied murder weapon. Monsieur Falcon, I do believe you were looking for an easy answer. You got me. I did not see anything, I'm afraid. The evening was very normal, the food was delicious, the conversation was boring. It was all very ordinary until the incident. I see. Wait, Falcon, you missed something of huge importance. I did? Dame Catterlin, you said the food was delicious, but you didn't say what food it was. You and your damn stomach. Let me see. We had poached red herring to start, garnished with garlic butter. Go on. Then a marbled steak served perfect bloody rare. Glorious. Falcon, write that down. What? This can't possibly be relevant to the case. Write it all down. Please. For me. The red herring has been added to our evidence folder. Ha ha ha! Bloody rare steak has been added to our evidence folder. Sparrowson, remind me not to let you talk to clients on an empty stomach. Come to think of it, I did think it was a little strange that we weren't given any cutlery. No cutlery, even for the steak. No, you would think of the great Baron of Chateau Criniere would have gorgeous silverware, but there was none to be seen. That is a little peculiar. Was there anything else you wanted to know? No, I think that will be all. What is the plan now? We have 2 tasks. Head to Chateau Criniere and try to see the scene of the murder for ourselves, and we should try to track down the supposed photographer, Monsieur Rabitio de Rabinio. 2 days for 2 tasks seems doable. But we should get back and get some rest first. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Wait, Monsieur Falcon, before you go, you do believe my story, don't you? I can't be mad at Catterlin. But you know what? I believe in justice. Dame Catterlin, I believe a fair trial can draw the truth from any situation. I believe in justice. That's good to hear. You're not wrong, Falcon, but it's not what the lady needed to hear. You might want to work on being less of a, how to put it, fille de pute. In serving justice makes me a fille de pute. I'll wear that title proudly. Dame Catterlin, Monsieur Grenouille, the Baron! These names all getting a little confusing, aren't they? Not particularly. Well, it is for me. I'm going to start compiling a Facebook so that I can keep track of who everyone is. A what? A Facebook. It's a collection of people's names, pictures, and descriptions in one easy-to-carry catalog. I think I understand. The name could use a little work, though. Sparrowson has started compiling a Facebook. You can access a list of people you have met at any time by clicking the book symbol. Let's make a move. The game saves automatically at the start of each new day. You can also make a quick save at any time. Access pause menu. Well, first our own offices. Falcon, why are we back in your office? Because we are procrastinating. Alright, well, murders. The Baron resides here. Falcon and Sparrowson enter the courtyard outside Chateau Criniere. People with dirty clothes and gaunt faces linger around the building's shadows. Excusez-moi, messieurs. I don't mean to be a pain, but my little girl and I are sick or starving, see? I don't suppose you'd happen to have some spare change. You have 20 francs in your wallet. What will you do? I'll pass a franc over. Here you go. Stay safe, madame. Many thanks to you, messieurs. That was pretty generous of you, Falcon. Times are tough. Making sure a mother and child have something to eat is the least I can do. But what am I doing standing here moralizing? Come on, Sparrowson, we've got business to attend to. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the pristine wood-paneled foyer of Chateau Criniere. Whoa, look at this place. The Baron must be loaded. More than loaded. When it comes to lucrative investments, the Baron is a legend. Factories, chocolate shops, hotels, railroads. The Baron owns a little bit of everything this side of the scene. Is he here right now? Yes, he's the smug-looking chap with the impressive mane. But we must approach a man of his stature with tact and finesse. Hey, Baron! We'd like a word! Sparrowson, you are the fucking best. How's that? Sparrowson, you have the finesse of an inebriated warthog. You can thank me later. I think I got his attention. Did I hear my name? Great The Baron? Property owner extraordinaire at your service. And who might you fellows be? More investigators? No. Not quite. I am private attorney J.J. Falcon, and this is my associate, Sparrowson. Lawyers, eh? You know, you aren't the first to have passed through here today. Oh? Yes, this jumpy, twitchy fellow came by this morning. Asked a bunch of questions, then hopped away before he heard the answers. Most curious. Do you know who he was, Sparrowson? Perhaps. I have a hunch we'll be seeing him at the trial. A friend of yours? Something like that. So what may I do for you, messieurs? We're doing some research on Monsieur Grenouille, the frog who was killed here on Friday evening. Of course. Such a tragedy. He was a good friend and loyal business partner. I suppose you messieurs will be wanting to see the crime scene for yourself? Actually, yes, that would be fantastic. Well, be my guest. You will find the garden where the murder occurred through the back doors. You may also be interested in the lounge on the second floor, third door to the right. That would be where we gathered for a group photograph prior to the... lion smoking. Unfortunate incident. Oh, can we see the finished photograph? I am afraid not. It is to my understanding that a photograph must be developed before it can be viewed. It's a slow process. My own copy is to be delivered in 3 days' time. That's no good to us. The trial may be over by then. Nonetheless, we appreciate your hospitality. Thank you, Baron. It's no trouble at all. I'll be here to see you out when you're done with your investigations. Alright. Dame Catalin said that she found Monsieur Grenouille on the stairs by the fountain. So this must be the very spot where the murder took place. Hey, Falcon, do the crime scene investigation thing. The crime scene investigation thing? Yeah, you know, that thing where you get all eagle-eyed and analyze every object in excruciating detail. You mean search for evidence. Yeah, do that. That's not a bad suggestion. This wouldn't be the first time the Parisian police have missed something right under their noses. In investigation mode, you are free to examine the scenery of the room. Click on an item of interest, and Falcon will examine it in closer detail. When you've had enough, or you can find nothing else to examine, click on the X in the top right corner. Another beautifully made horse statue. You know, my uncle once had a horse that refused to eat hay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep, eventually we just realized that it was filling up on horse d'oeuvres. Ugh, terrible. A finely crafted horse statue. The mane looks almost lifelike. Would you say it behooves you to stroke it? No. No, I would not. Dried blood on the staircase. This must be where Monsieur Grenouille died. Do you see any bloody footprints? Oh, or maybe a name scrawled with blood, written with the frog's last breath? Wishful thinking. All I'm seeing here is a big sticky puddle. There's nothing to indicate that the body was moved, or that the frog left a last-minute clue. All I can make out from the bloody mess is that Monsieur Grenouille was attacked and killed on the staircase. This fountain is finely crafted. It's solid, carved marble. That can't have been cheap. I see nothing but water in the bottom of the lower basin. It's a shame we can't see inside the upper basin from here. That would be a perfect place to quickly stash a murder weapon. That's actually not a terrible line of reasoning. We ought to wade in to take a closer look, just to be sure. Oh, I apologize. I wasn't being direct enough. What I meant was, Sparrowsim, go wade into the fountain and take a closer look inside the upper basin. Me? No way. If you want to go wading, do it yourself. I'm a respectable lawyer. You can't expect me to roll up my trousers and paddle around the fountain like a duck in a lake. Yeah, well, you don't pay me enough to justify getting my sweet threads wet. Look, there's only one reasonable way to settle this. We'll flip for it. Flip for it? Yep, I'll flip this 1 franc coin. You call the outcome. Get it wrong and you go for a swim. So what'll it be? Heads or tails? Napoleon face or plant squiggles? Put it all on heads. Don't let me down, old emperor. It's tails. Roll up your pantaloons. You're going for a swim. Falcon should really learn how to spot a rigged coin flip. Knew it! Knew it, you little bastard! Almost feel bad for cheating my ass. Almost. Oh, you're back. Had a good swim? No. I'm a bird, not a fish. But I did find a mystery item in the upper basin. It's no murder weapon, though. What is this? It's brown and sticky, and it smells weird. Don't tell me that you picked up a very wet cigar butt? Possibly belonging to the Baron? Correct. But that shouldn't be too surprising. It is his house, after all. I'll stash it in the evidence folder, just in case. Is there anything else we need to do here? A horse statue. This one has a goofy face. This reminds me of a joke. The horse walks into a bar and the barkeeper says, "Why the long face?" Yes, we've all heard that one. What? No. The barkeep says, "You've got to stop coming here. You're drinking us under the stable." I think it's time to rein in the horse jokes. The Baron certainly likes his horse statues. I don't mind the horse statues, but the little cherub people creep me out. Babies should be waddling, not attempting saddleless horseback riding. Okay, I think that's everything. I think we're done here. Good call, but are you sure you don't want to take another dip? We still have time. It's a fucking giraffe. That's beautiful. Second floor, third door on the right. This must be the room where the photograph was taken. Psst. Hey, Falcon, did you see that? See what? That housemaid totally just did something shifty. Shifty? I think she just pocketed something from that drawer. You should totally call her out on it. Excuse me, mademoiselle. Ah, yes? Are you two policemen? No, we're private attorneys. My name's J.J. Falcon. And I'm Sparrowson. Oh, how rude of me. My name is Coolin Duhot. So, what can I help you, messieurs, with it today? We're investigating the murder that took place last week. Do you mind if we ask you a couple questions? That's fine. Let me just grab a chair. That's better. What was it you wanted to ask? Is this where the photograph was taken? We're looking for the room where the photograph was taken prior to the incident. Would you happen to know whether this is the right room? Oh yes, you're in the right place. I saw the photography session for myself. Let's see, the cameraman was standing just about where you're standing, actually, Monsieur Falcon. And where was the camera pointed? Right at the clock above the mantelpiece. The Baron insisted on using that very location. Now that I'm looking about it, something isn't right about that clock. I know! The painting on it totally clashes with the decor. I was thinking along more obvious lines. The clock has no hands. Oh, that clock has never had hands in all the years I've worked here. I think the Baron just keeps it around as a conversation piece. Well, we're conversing about it, so I guess it's working. It's a peculiar detail, though. I'll make a note of it. Missing clock hands have been added to your evidence folder. Is there something else you wanted to ask? You were a little nervous when we came in. You thought we were police officers. Is there something we ought to know? Anything you need to confess? No, I suppose I'm just a little nervous after all the drama of last week. Are you sure there isn't anything that you're hiding? It's okay to tell us. We're defense attorneys. That means we help people get away with criminal acts. Right, and... wait, what? No, that's not an accurate job description, Sparrowson. It isn't? Oh, what do we do then? I'll tell you later. Honestly, messieurs, I have nothing to hide. Was there something else you wanted to ask? That was beautiful. There is something. I know you two saw me stealing as you came in. I appreciate you didn't give me the third degree about it. You see, I'm trying to save up to follow my dreams, and... Yes, I've been stealing the silverware. Oh, she's been stealing the silverware this entire time. It's one mystery solved, so now we know why the silverware is missing. Looks like the housemaid has moved on. Alright. Did you miss yours have a good look around? We have to question the Baron about the housemaid. You met your housemaid, Colleen Duhot. She's a courteous young lady, isn't she? And she was more than willing to help us with our investigation. I'm glad to hear it. What happened on the night of the Baron? I would like to ask you about your activities on the night of the murder. Oh ho, am I in trouble? No, nothing like that. We're just gathering the full picture. I see. Well, let me think. The guests arrived at 5 o'clock, and we all sat down for dinner in this very hall at 6. That part went magnificently. The photographer arrived at 7 o'clock, but it wasn't until 7:30 that we had our picture taken. My housemaid discovered the crime scene soon after that. Is there something else I can help you with? I think that will be all, Baron. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure. Have a delightful day. We're gonna let him get away with that crime. If everything goes wrong in the trial, we can just wing it! So good. Alright. See if we can say anything more to her. I'm JJ Falcon. Visiting hours are over. Apparently we cannot go back in and visit. Alright. Let's go hang out with the Robin. So this is the studio of the famous photographer. Shall we knock? Wait, there's a note on the door. Ahem. The magnificent and marvelous artist, Monsieur Rabitio de Rabinio, is currently out on an artistic expedition. He shall return when his muse sees fit. When his muse sees fit? What does that even mean? I think it means that he has a pretentious bird brain, but in any case, the artist seems to be out. What shall we do now? We should knock anyway. I don't see the harm. Nope, doesn't look like he's in. We should break in. Maybe? Monsieur J.J. Falcon, I would have thought that a man of justice like yourself would be against such reckless displays of unlawful barbarism. You're right, I'm sorry, I don't know what came over. It's a brilliant suggestion. Stand back, I'm barging the door down. Sparrow said, wait, just like that. Shouldn't we discuss this first? What in bird Jesus' name was that? You said you wanted to break in. I thought we could find an open window. I didn't think it would turn into a bird-sized cannonball. That music? Really? Well, now that we're here, we ought to make the most of it. This place is quite something. It's very... swanky? I was going to say ostentatious. That's just swanky talk for swanky. We don't have time for this. The sound of a door being smashed in could be drawing unwanted attention. We should find anything that may help our case and get out. A beautiful picture of the Paris skyline. Given the angle, this must have been taken from Notre Dame Cathedral itself. I As he paints, inks, and dyes. I'm not quite sure what the clear liquid in this bottle is. I could taste test it. You could, but we don't have time for a hospital visit right now, so let's not. I see a bourgeoisie tigress in profile. I see a finely dressed dandy fellow atop a horse. This appears to be a photograph of a ladder, symbolic of climbing toward success. It looks more like a stepladder to me. Oh no, we're not getting into that old argument. A photograph of a castle somewhere in the countryside. You know, I once had an uncle who once fell off a castle rampart while on guard duty. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did he die? No, he got demoted. Sparrowson is the fucking best. A butterfly, or maybe a moth. It's difficult to tell in black and white. A lighthouse? No, wait, it's a man in a top hat. Actually, if I squint and turn my head sideways, it's a black smudge, Falcon. This is a tiny photograph of what appears to be a jail cell. That reminds me, how illegal is this? You know, breaking and entering, rifling through a person's belongings? I'm not going to lie to you, Sparrowson. If we're caught, we're spending the next 20 years with a number instead of a name. And a brief discussion of Sparrowson calling 24601, Falcon admonishing him for it, and going, damn, I wanted that one. This is a picture of a fence. It's a fancy photograph. It leaves the viewer defenseless. Out of all the pictures here, I would pick it as my favorite. Okay, I'm done. No more fence puns. A picture of a sailing ship on a windy day. Hey, Falcon, look! It's just an easel. Look at what's on the easel. Oh, wow, this must be a copy of the photograph from the evening of the murder. There's no question about it. I see a housemaid, Dame Catelyn, and I think that's Senor Pourtois, Cateline's father. So what do? We just take this? We should leave it. No, that would be a big mistake. Every half-competent lawyer knows that stolen property can't be used as evidence. Still, we've learned some valuable information by seeing his photograph in person. Is there anything else we need to do here? There's important choices to be made. A chandelier. You should get one of those for the office. I don't have the money for that sort of luxury. I think we're done snooping. Let's get out of here before we draw further attention to ourselves. Oh, mon Dieu, what happened to my door? Fuck it, tell the truth. Well, Monsieur Robinian, it's like this. You see, we are attorneys who have been hired for the purpose of... Raven! Raven did it! We saw the whole thing! What are you doing, Sparrowson? I've got this. I'm not going to jail because your conscience is acting up. Nobody's going to jail. Just take it easy. Ugh, damn ravens. They're always after our shiny objects, am I right? Yeah, that's right. Let's make a move. Trial day is approaching fast. Maybe we can talk to him. Alright, we're not doing anything done except going to the trial. Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico of the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Are you nervous, Falcon? Of course I'm nervous. We're woefully underprepared for this case. 2 days. We only had 2 days to prepare. How are we expecting anything done in that time frame? Calm your feathers, Falcon. We can do this. Monsieur Falcon, Petite Sparrowson. Is there anything you need me to do? No, we've got a handle on things. Falcon was telling me how confident he was feeling about the case. That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through. I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, well, this should be that hard. They don't have a fucking case. Oh my god, that judge. Alright, settle down, everyone. Settle down. Is everybody here? J.J. Falcon, President. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Rupert Rabington present. The readiest prosecution, Your Honor. Darn, that's not it. Oh gosh, where are my notes? I knew it! Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all my classes. Was he smart? No, he always scored the second worst marks in the class. I can only assume that he bumbled to the final exams and the luck of his two rabbits' feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trial in the bag. That's good to know, but say, Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then who scored the lowest? I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Ah, here it is. Ahem. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Are the jury all present? All present and accounted for, Your Honor, and that is a majestic hippo. Hey, Falcon, I thought there were only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8? Oh, those 2 birds with the funny hats are assessors, the associate judges. Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Catelyn de Meow. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand. Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay, I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Valerti, to the witness stand. Inspector Valerti, please approach the stand and recite the oath. As you will, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred, without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Monsieur, Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record. My name is Inspector Juste Valerti. I am a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this city. I have enforced this law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian Killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor. Oh, great. I was hoping we'd have one of those bumbling, cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. Bet this guy would turn into his own mother if he saw her littering. So, Inspector, is it true that you are the lead investigator on this case? That is correct. I am also among the first to arrive at the scene of the crime. Then perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of the Baron. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Catelyn de Meow. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Greenman with his blood on her paws. Well, that sounds like an open and shut case in my humble opinion. No more questions. Bloody paws? Nobody told me that detail. Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to be given the opportunity to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the testimony. Don't be pressing for pointless details. Okay. I'd like to ask about the corpse of Monsieur Grenouille. Go on. What was the cause of death? At a gaping slash from shoulder to thigh, blood was everywhere. I spoke with the coroner, and he was in agreement. The frog died with blood loss directly caused by the open wound. I suppose there's no chance of arguing an unrelated injury. No. Inspector, you say Dame Catelyn had blood on her paws. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. How much blood was there? Enough for it to be clear she had dirtied her hands on the victim's body. We noticed blood under the suspect's nails, around her fingertips, and even around her... No. Yes. Whose blood was it? What a question! It was Monsieur Grenouille's. How could you be so sure? I object. This line of questioning was absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. The blood on Dame Catelyn's paws could have only belonged to one person. Judge! Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions. I do. I do have a reason to suspect that the evidence could have nothing to do with the murder. On the evening of the murder, Dame Catelyn ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Rabington? Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu. Then, Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood on the lady's paws did not belong to the victim, but to the stake? Well, wait, don't answer that, Inspector. It is a possibility. No! You gained a little favor with the jury. So, Inspector Valerce, is it possible that you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? Now, hold on 1 minute. You're overlooking something. Dame Catalin is an elegant bourgeoisie kitten. She was no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she would have eaten the steak with a fork in her left hand, with such good manners. And it would be at any ordinary, but something was missing from that particular banquet. Take a look at this. What's this? Are you saying if this went missing on the night of the murder? We didn't take the... What the? I did. They said the silverware went missing. What's going on here? Mistake with pause. The silverware of the house had been previously stolen. Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the Baron's residence when we performed the initial investigation. But as it happened, the Baron approached us about this very subject last night. Ah! What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak, misplaced silverware? Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your report? Lax my investigation? Judge, I assure you I am the most thorough investigative officer on the force. Then it is amazing the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all. Oh! Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. Messieurs, until next time. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness's wedding. I call upon Monsieur Rabitio Rabinio, the photographer. Yes, please approach the stand and recite the oath. How does it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce himself for the court record? As if anybody in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me, I am the great Monsieur Rabitio Rabinio, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste, tu es un pipe. You may have seen my works in hit magazines Les Branches or C'est Chouette. I can send you tweets if you like. What on earth is a tweet? Bird-to-bird communication. Come on, Falcon, it's the 19th century. Get with the times already. Yes, your works are very impressive, Monsieur Rabinio, but let's get down to business. Could you tell us your activities were on the night of the murder? Very well, I was hired by the Baron to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7 in the evening, I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed the Baron and left. Like a true artist. And with regards to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I thought you might ask. I brought a copy so you could all see for yourselves. Oh, thank God he brought the... My word, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So let's see, who do we have here? In the middle, we have, the Baron, the lion who hosted the event. On the left, we see Seigneur Pertois de Miao, the father of the defendant. And finally, we see the housemaid, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, 2 people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Grenouille. The second is the defendant, Dame Catalin. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Just a moment, Monsieur Rabington, this proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean they were in the garden together at that point. Hold your horses, Falcon, I'm not done yet. Behind the photograph subjects, we see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Valerce told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect in the alibi has an alibi, save for Dame Catalin. Dame Catalin told us she was present. Yep. I will cross-examine the witness. Oh yes, we're gonna fuck this shit up. Let's take a closer look at this photograph. I see a mistake in the photograph. Just to clarify, Monsieur Rubinio, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not? That is correct. The photographic process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies. That is most curious, because I see a mistake. A mistake? Impossible. I just told you, Monsieur, the camera is a perfect unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless. Vulcan, I'm not seeing any mistakes. Maybe you could be more specific? Certainly. Click the area of the photograph. Oh, I'm gonna go with the clock right here. The clock in this photograph. There's something not right about it. Well, isn't that convenient? The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client. Don't give me some of that cocky tone, Monsieur Rabington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hands pointing at 7 and 6. That much is self-evident. Which is most curious, because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Criniere has no hands. It has no hands? The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking item. Feel free to ask the Baron or his housemaid if you have doubts. Monsieur Rubinio, how do you explain this discrepancy? I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless. There is no mistake, Monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world. Maybe there was an error in the printing process. An error precisely where the clock's hands should be? Please, Monsieur, don't patronize us. Allow me to offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Rubinio, edited this photograph. Edited? I'm no expert, but I suspect that you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It would have been a simple task, considering that the clock face was bare. One can speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing process. Falcon, your reasoning is absurd. Why would the witness do such a thing? Is it not obvious? By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph subject of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Rubinio created a perfect alibi. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is the witness protecting, and why? Was he coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Rubinio. Fine, you've got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing to the murder? What? No. I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting that I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs, and yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered by whom? I dare not say. Monsieur Rubinio, I strongly advise you to answer the defense's question. You've pledged to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment of the justice system. I will name no names. That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Rubinio, we cannot torture names under you, but since you have admitted to falsifying evidence, then we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury in due course. I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day. So the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. The photograph still depicts Dame Catelyn as absent close to the time of the murder. Don't be dense, Monsieur Rabington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence. Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, then we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible that Dame Catelyn was painted out. Even worse, it is possible that another person was painted in. We know the witness was trying to cover for someone, so all possibilities must be accounted for. So what are you saying, Falcon? The housemaid paid off the photographer? Or was it Perchard de Meow? I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a mean or motive, and it wouldn't make sense for Seigneur Perchoir to implicate his own daughter. Well, surely not suggesting that the honest and beloved The Baron deliberately tried to frame Dame Catelyn? Because that would be the most outlandish theory yet. The Baron is a pillar of our community. Monsieur Rabington, I'm not here to throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, perhaps I should offer my opinion. Baron, it's not a time for your witness testimony yet. So you would think, prosecutor, and yet I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence, indeed. Let us proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good, and I trust the defense has no objections? No. No objections here. Fantastic. Before I forget, it's fair to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. My prosecutor asked me about what I witnessed over the course of the evening. Oh, okay. The Baron, on the night of the initial dinner went magnificently. When the photographer arrived, Monsieur Grenouille left to visit the garden. Dame Catelyn followed behind him moments later. Seigneur Pertois, Monsieur Rabinio, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid went to go find Monsieur Grenouille and Dame Catelyn. That would be when I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there. Do I doubt your integrity? Yes. I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Very well then, hit me with your best shot. Let us establish with absolute certainty that I, the Baron, am an honest man. The defense may proceed. Baron Ruggles, I have a couple of questions about your housemaid. Does she smoke? Does your housemaid smoke cigars? Well that question came out of left field. Definitely not. Mademoiselle Duhot detests the smell of tobacco. Putting together a bigger picture, are we? The pieces are slowly falling into place. No, not yet. Baron, we saw the murder scene in your garden. When was the last time you ventured into your own garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say? That's not right. Baron, I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. Oh, and why is that? Because we have hard evidence that you have visited the garden recently. Balderdash, my word is gold. Show the court the so-called hard evidence that I've been in my garden. This was found in your garden. To be specific, it was found inside the fountain basin, right beside where the murder occurred. A cigar butt? That could belong to anybody, and prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself. Okay, sorry, Baron. That is indeed the remnants of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Monsieur Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. You see, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years. But naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help on the evening of the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin. I would find that believable if the cigar were casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that could only be accessed with great inconvenience, and a little paddling. The cigar butt was not dropped, it was deliberately hidden. There are any number of possible explanations. Are there? Because I can only think of one. That is that you, the Baron, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I now? And what illicit activities would those be? You want me to spell it out? Fine, let's put everything on the table. You, the Baron, murdered Monsieur Grenouille. That was what you were trying to keep hidden. Directly accusing me of murder? How shamelessly brazen. That is a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence, no means, motive, or opportunity. No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Rabington. Every piece of evidence points to the Baron as the prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws are as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Gutting a frog belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Rabinio confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws. Ridiculous. I would never threaten a man with violence. You want a motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2. This is preposterous. And finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitates good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests. That he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture in order to build a perfect alibi for himself. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Prosecutor, are you just going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something. Object. Oh, you're pitifully useless. After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence, his finished cigar. He knew that leaving it at the crime scene would raise suspicion, but he didn't have time to dispose of it. So out of desperation, he threw it into his fountain out of the sight of his guests and any snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Seigneur Perchoir de Miao, since that would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame Catelyn was the first to happen upon the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is an outrage. I demand you disbar this ranting lunatic! No, there is only one outrage here. That is that a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeois of the worst kind. How dare you, garçon! The utter nerve for a lying scumbag lawyer to refuse a philanthropist like myself as something so heinous. I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeois. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who has slaughtered a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You incredulously whelp. I ought to gut you right here and now, like a damned frog. Could someone please restrain the Baron? I'm on it, Yana. Let's go, old man. To the concierge with you. Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself. This is quite a turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add? Well, in a matter of speaking, well, to be honest, no. Then I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask the animals of the court please be patient in this time. Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Thank you, I just hope it was enough. What do you mean? We just proved Catherine's innocence. We'll get a not guilty verdict for sure. Sparrowson, I think you've misunderstood something important about the justice system. What's that? I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we cannot deal in proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organize the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Dame Catelyn's innocence. All I have done is demonstrate there is a significant possibility that she is not guilty. I'm not sure I understand the difference. We have reached a decision. In light of the recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Catelyn de Miao, to be not guilty. Fuck yeah, bird lawyers. Monsieur Falcon, Pete Sparrowson, you did it. Yeah, I suppose we did, didn't we? We should head back to the office so we can celebrate properly. You did it, Falcon. I can't take all the credit. This was a group achievement. I'm so proud of you both. Get 1 bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses. You're amazing, Monsieur Falcon. Ah, it was nothing. I very much like the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius, Pin. I didn't pin anything. Sparrows and I just worked on unveiling the truth given the facts of the case. Monsieur Falcon, there's no need to play coy. The case is over. Play coy? Don't tell me you're actually being sincere. I'm completely lost. Oh wow, I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. Alright, I'll spell it out for you. Wait, what? What? I murdered Monsieur Grin- What?! I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. What?! It was nothing personal, just business, you understand? Holy shit! Business. To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said the drunk old frog was the weakest link. Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found the Baron's cigar butt hidden in the garden. Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose that was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris's finest. But Falcon proved that Monsieur Rabinio's photograph was edited. It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grenouille in the garden. My papa knew that I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Rabinio to paint me over Baron Riguel and add hands to the clock. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering the photograph by trial day. It's a good thing that Monsieur Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeoisie kitty like me. I think you should leave. Here's the payment for your services. Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon? Holy shit!